Hello and welcome to this video. Today I wanted to take a look at a new virtual reality rhythm game which is currently in development and it's called Bandspace. Bandspace is currently doing closed beta testing, but there is a public demo on their Steam page which you can head over and try out right now. I'm gonna make this video sort of a mix between a showcase and a review of the game, so I hope you enjoy it. We'll see how it goes. Rhythm games is one of the most saturated genres of VR games, with tons of small studios giving their own take on what a VR rhythm game is. This leads to a lot of competition and often similar games. I do think Bandspace offers something unique to this space though, as the core gameplay is actually split up into 4 different game modes. You essentially have 4 different games for just the price of one. These game modes are shown as 4 different instruments, these being drums, keyboard, bass, and guitar. I'm gonna delegate a separate portion of this video to each of these different game modes as they offer quite different experiences. Okay, so the drums is probably the instrument that'll feel most familiar to you if you've played other VR rhythm games. For example, Ragnarok has a very similar central mechanic. Your hands hold a drumstick each, there's 6 different drum positions, and then you just hit those positions to time it with the notes approaching you. That's simple, right? There's a bit of added spice here in the form of purple notes, which you have to hit harder than the regular notes. I'm not gonna lie, with the way I was swinging, I didn't really notice any difference. There's also some drum roll / spam notes, which give you a limited time to swing on as much as possible. I found these a bit wonky with the hit registration, so I didn't really worry too much about them. Overall, this mode is a fairly standard VR rhythm game experience. It's enjoyable, even though sometimes I'm not sure my hits register perfectly. The keyboard is our next instrument. Here you have a keyboard in front of you. You can hit it with either hand at the correct time for an approaching note. You also have to align your hand position with where that note is approaching. There's also some hold notes, which just means you hold your hand down on that note, and these can move around for more difficulty, but the mode overall is really simple. Out of all the modes, this felt the easiest to me, and I'm actually having a bit of a hard time imagining ways to scale up the difficulty without just making it note spam. Something that goes for both drums and keyboard is that they could add a mode which assigns each note to a specific hand, like many other VR rhythm games do, for more difficulty. I do still have fun with this mode as just casual play, but I'm having a bit of a hard time imagining it more competitively. Now we get to the bass. Unlike the other ones, I don't think I've ever seen anything like this in a VR rhythm game. You hold the neck of the bass with your left hand, sliding up and down to position yourself for approaching notes. And then you strum with your right hand to register a hit.
Angel
Now, this mode I feel needs a bit of work, specifically the strumming. Because I and many others use an inside-out tracked headset, having to strum right around your chest area makes the tracking very wonky. I tend to lose positional tracking if I don't look down enough, or if I strum too far down. I did also try the mode with a CV1, which theoretically shouldn't have this issue, but the strumming still felt inconsistent. This makes scoring very difficult, as timing is a large portion of your score, and you can't time a strum if you don't know when it's gonna register. Overall, I think this mode is a fun concept, and I reckon it can be great once it's been tweaked a little bit. Finally, we have the guitar, and this is probably the most interesting of the game modes. It uses a system similar to the bass, but instead of just sliding your hand up and down the neck of the guitar, you also have to press the correct buttons for the incoming notes. The game uses the grip, trigger, or both to signal a different note type, and then simplifies the sliding system from the bass to just 3 lanes. This is by far the most unique of the game modes, and I think the devs have done an excellent job thinking of this concept. The different note types add enough complexity to the instrument that mappers have multiple ways to make a map hard rather than just making it fast, which is something I think is an indication that you have a great concept for competitive play. Now, it still has the strumming issue of the bass, but once again, I'm betting that'll be ironed out before release. Lastly, I just want to address a few other points. As a bit of a competitive gamer, I can't help but think of how this game would work more competitively. To be honest, I doubt it'll have the same sort of competitive community as games like Beat Saber, mainly because of the devs' choice to branch out into 4 different gameplay loops rather than just focusing on perfecting one. I'm sure there's still going to be leaderboard farmers, but I'm willing to bet the vast majority of the player base will be more casual focused. And that's okay. This is actually the case for most VR games, as most users are only casual users. I felt like I'd be doing the environment artist a disservice if I didn't at least give a quick mention to how gorgeous the environments for this game are. In the demo, you only see one, but I previously tried an alpha version that had at least one other song environment. And these just perfectly strike that balance between looking absolutely gorgeous and not getting in the way of reading the notes. The menu world is also very nice looking, and another quick niche from this game I just want to mention is that you also pick a character model, which you can swap out for your own model if you have one. These are also very well made. Overall, everything in this game just seems very well designed from an artistic standpoint, and is surprisingly polished for a pre-release demo. They do also advertise a multiplayer functionality, which I've been offered to try. I unfortunately didn't have time to test it for this video, as I need to finish it before I go on a skiing trip very soon, but once I've tried it, I will pin a comment with a description of it and my thoughts on it. And finally, just remember that what you see here is gameplay footage from an unfinished version of the game, and it is not representative of the final game. And that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it interesting. Thanks for watching, and goodbye!